pickpocket duty. Pennsylvania Station. Normally a quiet, routine assignment. But not today. What's up, Frank? What happened?
Armed robbery, 28th Street. I chased the bandits here. I got one of them. His girlfriend's in there.
All right. Come on out with your hands up. Don't shoot, please. Come on. Come on up here. Now turn around. Keep them up. All right, put your hands behind your back. All right. Now move. Move.
You're up to the gun, Mr. Whitaker.
Yes. Well, after he pulled the gun on me, I emptied my cash box into the satchel, like he ordered me to. Then he made me lie down on the floor and told me to be still for 10 minutes. When I heard him go out the front door, I ran into the street just in time to see him taking off in a car. The car was driven by a woman.
Did you get a look at it?
No, just the back of her head. I hollered for help, and that was when Officer Torino started chasing them in his car.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of your firm, Mr. Whitaker?
Whitaker Loan Company, 7th Avenue at 28th Street.
If you'll just sign this receipt.
Yes, sir. You don't know what a relief this is, Lieutenant. I was ready to kiss that money good... Oh. Lieutenant, this must be a mistake.
What's that?
Well, it says $7,250.
Well, that's what we counted.
Where's the rest of it?
The rest?
Yes. I had over $17,000 in my cash box.
17,000.
At least that much. You can check my books.
You sure the robber took it all?
Why, of course I'm sure. He didn't leave me a penny.
Come with me.
Yes, sir. I simply don't understand where the rest of it could have gone to.
You got a personal property list on that couple we took in Penn Station this morning? Money's found on prisoners, $11.82. There are several possibilities, Mr. Whitaker. They might have left some money in the getaway car. They might have dropped some during the chase. We'll make a thorough search.
I certainly hope so, Lieutenant. $10,000 is nothing to be sneezed at.
I take it you're insured.
Oh, yes, of course. But you know how it is. Something happens, and right away they raise the premium on you.
I know how it is. If you don't mind, I'd like you to leave the money here for a while. I'd like to make a report on the serial numbers. Might help us trace the rest of it.
Will you need me anymore, Lieutenant?
That's all.
Well, goodbye, Mr...
Torino.
Yes, Torino.
Close the door, will you? You picked up the satchel at Penn Station.
Yes, sir.
You brought it right here.
Yes, sir.
By yourself.
That's right.
Why didn't you use a squad car?
I had my own car, Lieutenant. I was going off duty.
Okay, that's all. Torino.
Yes, sir.
There'll be an investigation.
Lieutenant.
We'll do all we can for you.
$10,000. Not a trick is missed. From the scene of the crime to the place of arrest, no money found. The getaway car, gone over with a fine-tooth comb, no money found. The driver, Tony Bates, questioned as to whether she knew how much was stolen. She didn't.
How long have you known Torino, Casey?
About 7 years, Lieutenant. I met Frank the first year I was on the force.
I understand he has a young wife. Pretty snappy dresser.
Pearl knows how to shop.
He has a good record. Up to now.
Well, I think it's still good.
We checked Whitaker's books. They show $17,000 cash on hand before the robbery.
That doesn't mean that $17,000 was stolen.
No, it doesn't, Casey. But we're going to find out.
Phase 2 of the investigation. It was based on 2 facts. Mr. Whitaker had never seen Tony Bates, the driver of the car. And he'd never seen me. Mr. Whitaker in?
If it's about a loan, you'll have to fill out a form.
It's not about a loan, honey.
May I have your name, please?
Tony Bates.
Just a minute.
Yes, yes. Oh, the extra 2 months was added at your own request. Well, I have the contract right here in front of me. Yes. All right, all right. Goodbye.
There's someone here to see you, Mr. Whitaker.
Who?
Tony Bates.
Bates. Well, that sounds familiar.
It should. She drove the getaway car for the man who robbed you.
Well, what is she doing here?
I don't know, Mr. Whitaker. She was released on bail this morning. It was in the papers.
Yes, yes, I know. All right, send her in.
In here, please.
You know who I am?
Yes, my secretary just informed me.
Guess you're mad at me, huh?
What do you want?
Well, the police have been asking me questions, and I've been answering questions, all except one question. One question I haven't answered. Yes.
I don't like mysteries, Miss Bates. Please, come to the point.
Well, they want to know how much money Nick took from your cash box.
I've already told them that.
You told him $17,000.
That's right.
That's wrong. About $10,000 wrong.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
We counted the money, Nick and me. We counted $7,250.
That's a lie.
Look, don't try and fool an old pro like me, Mr. Whitaker. If you want to shake down the insurance guys for an extra $10,000, that's all right with me. For $1,000, I'd be glad to keep my mouth shut.
Now, just a minute. Are you trying to blackmail me?
Oh, you don't have to call it that.
Let's get something straight, Miss Bates. I'm not afraid of you. I have nothing to hide. I've built up an honest business here. From a pawn shop on Canal Street. 32 years of hard work. That's something your kind doesn't understand. So go to the police. Do anything you want. You don't worry me. Now get out of this office.
If you change your mind, I'll be at the Arnett Hotel tonight. Before checking in at the Arnett Hotel, I dropped in at Jovino's, a police equipment shop. There was Frank Torino, the man I'd known for 7 years. The now I began to wonder, how much did I really know?
Hello, Casey.
Hi, Frank. Look, the last time I used these, I had some trouble snapping a lot. Would you check them for me?
You on a case?
Yeah.
I guess you know what's going on. They think I took the money.
How do you know?
They're doing a job on me, Casey. They've been to my bank. They've been to the shops where Pearl goes shopping. They've even asked my neighbors whether I've been flashing any money around.
You worried, Frank?
Sure, wouldn't you be 23 years on the force and just about ready to retire? Don't think I haven't had plenty of chances. Bookmakers, prostitutes. I never took a dime, and this is the thanks I get.
You get a hearing, won't you?
Yeah, I'll get a hearing. Boys at the precinct think I ought to retire right now at 80%. I could do that.
Well, 80% is better than nothing.
Not when you're innocent, Casey.
Look, I'm on the investigation, Frank.
What?
Another angle. If it works, you'll have nothing to worry about.
So long, Casey.
I wanted Frank to be innocent. Maybe I would know tonight. Hello?
Oh, hello, Casey. It's me. Any sign of Whitaker?
No, not yet.
Well, that's too bad. It would have been a break for Torino.
Well, he might still show up.
Oh, no, not now. It's after 11. You better go home.
Look, I'd like to stay a little longer. Do you mind?
No. Suit yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Good night, Lieutenant. Come on in. Whitaker sends Girl Friday to do his dirty work.
That's not true. Mr. Whitaker doesn't know I'm here.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we'll play it any way you want.
It's the truth.
You look nervous, honey. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
Well, what do we talk about? Are they having any sales at Orvox?
I heard what you said to Mr. Whitaker this morning. The petitions are thin, voices travel. Especially through keyholes. I don't want you to go to the police, Miss Beggs.
Oh, I don't intend to. Not if I get my $1,000.
Mr. Whitaker has no reason to give you any money.
No reason. You just don't want me to go to the police.
Mr. Whitaker has a heart condition. He's had too much excitement as it is. First the robbery and then you. I don't want him to have any more.
That's very touching. Would you remind me to send a get well card?
What kind of a woman are you? Don't you care anything about a person's health, whether he lives or whether he dies?
I care about my health, honey, and it just gets better with every dollar I have in the bank.
All right, you'll get your money.
From who?
From me.
You're going to pay me $1,000 just because Mr. Whitaker is sick?
That's right.
I don't buy that, honey. I think you have a better reason than that.
What do you mean?
Well, a girl works for a guy with a nice full cash box, so she needs the money quick and
That's
just...
not true. I wouldn't do that to Mr. Whitaker.
Well, then why are you so willing to make me rich?
You'll get your money tomorrow night.
A routine check on Miss Bam. We learned that she lived with an invalid mother who needed constant medical care. A possible motive. We learned that she had a savings account. $1,222. As of closing time, no money withdrawn. We decided that if she produced $1,000 tonight, it could only come from one place. Mr. Whitaker's cash box.
It's all there, $1,000. I kept my part of the bargain, Miss Bates. I hope you keep yours.
Just a minute, Miss Banff. I'm afraid you'll have to stay a little longer.
For what?
I'm a policewoman and you're under arrest.
Your mother was sick. You needed money for doctor's bills and medicine.
Yes.
After the robbery, you saw your chance. Whitaker ran out to the street to holler for help, but you stayed behind. You saw something on the floor. A package of money dropped by the bandits.
No.
You picked it up. You figured it wouldn't make any difference. But then when Tony Bates showed up, you were scared. You knew that if she went to the police, they might trace the missing money to you.
Oh, no.
All right, Miss Bamf, you tell us. Why did you pay the blackmailer $1,000?
Mr. Whitaker has a heart condition. I didn't want him to have any
Mr.
trouble.
Whitaker threw the blackmailer out. Apparently he wasn't worried, but you were. Why?
Well, I thought if the police came around asking questions, he might get upset.
Upset about what? His secretary being a thief?
No!
Oh, what are you doing here, Miss Bates?
I'm not Tony Bates. I'm a policewoman. We thought you might be lying about how much money was stolen, so we tried the blackmail ruse on you. You didn't bite, Mr. Whitaker, but someone else did.
Oh, who?
Your secretary.
My secretary. Louise?
I know it's a shock. These things always are. But there's a way you can help her, and help us, too.
Well, yes, of course, anything.
Well, talk to her. Try and get her to confess. It'll be a lot easier on her.
Where'd you get the $1,000, Miss Bamf?
I borrowed it
Where?
from friends.
What friends? Give me names, addresses.
But I don't want to involve other people.
Because there were no other people, Miss Bamf. That's part of the money you stole from your boss.
No!
You'll see her now.
Good.
You can go in now, Mr. Whitaker.
Louise?
Mr. Whitaker!
I was told you paid the blackmailer $1,000.
Yes?
Where did you get the money?
I can't tell you, Mr. Whitaker.
I really would like to know.
You'll get mad.
I won't get mad. I promise you.
I took out a loan from Flanagan. Well, I couldn't very well come to you, Mr. Whitaker.
What made you do it, Louise?
A girl works 15 years for a man, she finds out a lot about him. A lot more than you think.
Like what?
What he eats for breakfast, the kind of ties he likes to wear. I even know when you've had a fight with your wife. By the way you walk in the morning, kind of fast, with your top coat unbuttoned. And I know what those fights are about. First, that new house she wanted, and then when you gave in to that, it was all new furniture, and then a full-time maid. You had to work so hard to give her those things. And I know every time you get a letter from that son of yours asking for money, Well, you'd think at the age of 31 he'd be able to keep a job. They sure take advantage of you, Mr. Whitaker. How many times I wanted to say to you, put your foot down, stand up to them. I have to keep reminding myself, now, it's not your place, Louise. It's not your place.
What else do you know about me, Louise?
I know where you keep your cash, Mr. Whitaker. You don't keep it all in the cash box. You keep some in the upper left-hand drawer of your desk, the one you lock with that little brass key. I knew you'd lied to the police. Well, that's why I had to stop Tony Bates. I knew if I didn't, it would be all over.
All over?
A girl works for a man. She gets feelings about it.
How long have you felt this way?
Long enough.
I never knew.
Oh, I didn't want you to know. You were married. You had a family of your own. I didn't want to make trouble.
I don't know what to say, Louise.
Mr. Whitaker.
We had a talk.
We heard, Mr. Whitaker.
Oh.
I'll take your statement. It'll get a policeman off a very sharp hook. Come with me.
I have the Whitaker envelope, please. You can go home now.
Will he go to prison?
I don't know, Miss Bam. If he's filed an insurance claim for $17,000, he's technically guilty of fraud. But, well, he may be able to withdraw that claim.
Give him a chance. He never did anything wrong before.
We'll do what we can. Miss Bam, your $1,000. I'd like to have Patrolman Frank Torino, please. Days later, I came back to Whitaker Loan Company. I saw a boss and a secretary working together, as they had for 15 years. Nothing was changed. And I saw Frank Torino walking his beat, a policeman. The kind you would hardly notice on the street, except when you need him. He's always there. One of New York's finest.